Okay, our guest today is Coach Jolene FCA. Jolene played soccer at San Jose State and lettered for 4 years. She made the all-academic team each year that she was in the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference. She played semi-pro for 2 years with the California Storm, that's in Sacramento. She's coached club soccer for 10 years. She's coached at Valley Christian for 9 years. Her teams have won 3 CCS championships. In 2007, she was the Murphy Coach of the Year. Give a royal welcome to Coach Jolene FCA.
I'm going to take a couple minutes today to talk to you guys and just kind of tell you my story and what we're doing, and then kind of open up for questions at the end. So I actually didn't grow up in Colorado, didn't grow up in California. I was born and raised in Colorado. Sports was and still is my life. I played multi-sports all through high school. So in Colorado we have snow in the winter, so you actually, I don't know how many girls in here have to choose between basketball and soccer. I know you do at Valley. And so I was able to do both sports. So I was a multi-sport athlete. I played club soccer in the fall, high school basketball in the winter, high school soccer in the spring, and club basketball in the summer. And then I also ran cross country and track just to stay fit. And so my senior year I was a 4-sport athlete, the first female 4-sport athlete at our high school, and wound up becoming Senior Athlete of the Year and all of that stuff. So thank you. From there, I kind of had the choice to either play soccer or basketball. And college soccer was always my love, and I had an opportunity to play at bigger schools. So I came out here and played at San Jose State, like Mr. Chambers said. I played here for 4 years. I redshirted my first year, and then I played out the rest of my time here and learned a ton. And then after that, I still didn't want to grow up and get a job, so I went and played semi-pro soccer. So I drove to Sacramento and played up there. And those of you guys that are soccer fans in here, you know that's the one sport they don't pay you a lot to play. And so it's tons of fun, but it cost me more money to play semi-pro than what I was getting paid. And so then my parents decided that I needed to get a job. So I got into coaching. I think God was always kind of pulling on my heart to coach. I coached when I was in high school. I did volunteer at the local camps and stuff. And then I coached club. I coached, I've coached all over. I coached in Morgan Hill. I've coached in San Jose. I've coached up in Cupertino. And I was out at a club tournament out in Turlock. I don't know if you guys have been out there, but I went to a club tournament out there, and I was sitting at a table with the parents of my club team, and they were like, oh, well, you know, there's an opening at Valley Christian, you should apply for that. And I knew that I kind of wanted to get in high school, but I didn't really know what I was doing high school-wise yet. And then, so I applied, thought, okay, you know, maybe I'm still trying to figure out, do I move back to Colorado, do I stay out here? And I got a job there. I've done everything there. I've substituted. I was a secretary. I taught summer school. I taught biology, so I taught both regular and honors bio, and then I went on to become the athletic director. So now I oversee, I don't know who your AD is here, but I've been able to oversee all the sports, so I thought, what a great opportunity, since I couldn't get paid to play for life, but I get paid to hang out with kids like you guys. This is what I do all day. We're very blessed at Valley that I don't teach, so I literally hang out with athletes during the day and coaches and stuff, and do that. Like he was saying, I coach the girls soccer team at Valley. My team has had some great success over the years with that, but it's also been really amazing girls through this. What I wanted to share a little bit with you guys is so that's my professional side of me, and that kind of thing, but I kind of want to talk to you guys about how God's been working through my life. And I remember sitting in similar meetings when I was in high school, and just how things how he was always preparing my heart and everything to go this and do this. My life verse, how many of you guys have a life verse? A couple of you guys? Life verse, so just something that you build your life on. So I started off kind of Philippians 4:13, so that's, I can do everything through God who gives me strength. So I thought, that's good, right? I'm an athlete, I'm tough, so it's got to be something about that. And then I learned over the years that it wasn't just reading the verse and stuff, but it was actually trying to live it out. And so now I would say Joshua 1:9, so this is a good one. have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And so that verse is really important to me as a person, as a player, and as a coach, because it's one of the ones that, if you ever see any of my soccer girls, they write it on their arms before they go out and play in games. And it's one of those ones because it talks about the strength and the courage, whether you're winning, losing, easy, and that kind of thing. And so the reason that became my verse was, so I grew up in Colorado. I went to public school, I think, for the first year, and then my parents put me in private school. I went to Catholic school, and I went, and I had, and I did everything. I went to church, I was in Bible studies, I did what I thought was the way to do the right thing, right? That's what you think when you're younger, is as long as I do the right things, good things happen through that. And then, as I was doing this, I think it was my freshman year, so I kind of came in, into high school, and you know who the kids are in your neighborhood, and you know who plays with what teams and that kind of thing. So I was coming into high school as the female athlete. All my friends were athletes. I hung out with the boys that were athletes and that kind of thing. And I walked into the physical. You guys all have to take physicals at the beginning of the year? Yes? Like you have to go see your doctor. They tell you can play sports. So I walked in, and imagine this, I'm walking in, and and here I was supposed to be the cool freshman athlete kind of thing, and I walked in, and it was my next turn, and I went, and they test, they make you touch your toes, and I never knew what that was testing, but they make you touch your toes and do all these things. And then the doctor was like, well, are your parents here? And I thought, no, I don't need my parents, I'm here by myself. And they're like, okay, well, you need to call your parents. And that was the first time I was like, oh, okay, is something wrong? Well, we can't talk to you before we talk to your parents. So that was August 12th, 1992. I'm old. My freshman year. And so what wound up happening over the course of the next 48 hours was I went in to see doctors and stuff, and I got diagnosed with scoliosis. So scoliosis is like when your back is curved. So everybody, you have a straight back. So scoliosis is a curvature, but obviously I played sports, nothing was wrong with me, I didn't feel sick, I had just played in a soccer tournament the weekend before, so I had no ailment, but they basically, so on August 15th, they told me I had to have reconstructive surgery on August 27th. So imagine what that does to your mind, right? Here I'm going to be big and tough at high school, I was going to do all these things, I had all these dreams, I'm going to play college sports, I'm going to do all these kind of things, and yet I was still missing something, and I still wasn't understanding what was going on in my life. And I did what we all do, right? There is no God. Why would God do this to me? This is all his fault. I thought he had a plan, right? Because that's what they tell you since you were young. God has a great plan for you, and this kind of thing. And so as I'm going through this, I really struggled with that. I stopped going to church because I didn't think it was anything that could help me. And I remember it was the weirdest feeling, I'm sure, going through these weird situations in your life, and people treat you differently. It was like, are you okay? And my parents kind of, not outrightly, but kind of treated me like, okay, well, things could be really bad after the surgery. Almost, not like I was going to die, but definitely a feeling of like, things are going to be all different. Doctors said, you'll never play sports again, you'll be happy to walk, we're just going to get you back healthy. So I went and had the surgery on August 27th. I wound up spending the whole first semester of my freshman year in the hospital. So I have a metal rod in my back, from up here all the way to down here, with metal bolts going through my back. And I was in a body brace when I came out of it, and they said, and I had to do rehab. I had to learn totally to move my legs again. So imagine this, right? Being an athlete, you guys are athletes in here. Imagine not knowing how to walk again, and that kind of thing. I couldn't even sit up on my own. The doctors had to help me and stuff. And my youth pastor, the youth pastor at our church, had to come by and see me, and I obviously didn't want to talk to him because I thought he was selling me baloney. Because why would this be happening to me? And through this time, he'd been kind of talking, and he came in this one morning, and this was like 3 or 4 months after I'd been in there, and he came in this morning and he was like, I'm so excited for you today, and I was like, oh, okay, and super depressed and just trying to figure out life. And I was like, I don't know, why are you surprised, or why are you so happy? And he's like, something awesome is going to happen today. And I wound up that night getting released to go home, and things started to switch in my mind and stuff. And so then it became a challenge, right? You guys have that inside you, that part where you want to be the biggest, the fastest, whatever you're doing. And so then for me, it wasn't just walking again and running. It was like, okay, they said I can't play. I'm going to play. And not only did I play, I actually played basketball my freshman year at the very end of the season. And it was through, and as I'm trying to figure out what all this stuff is happening in my life, I realized that, and I know right now you guys don't know what's going, as you're figuring it out, but I realized later on, as this was happening, God was preparing me for the life that He had for me post-college and that kind of thing. And I think one of the things that was really important was my sophomore year, I had some friends that were super Christians, and you guys know what I mean by that, so just that part where they were always they always seemed so excited and this kind of thing, and I thought, well, but I go to church, I went to Catholic school, I have to be a Christian, I have to know this kind of thing. And my sophomore year, I went to a Christian camp up in the mountains in Colorado, and you guys, it's beautiful out there. And I went to this Christian camp and stuff, and at that camp that summer, that's when I prayed, and I asked God into my heart, and I realized that for the first time in my whole life, and this was at 15, I realized that it wasn't just going and through the motions, and it wasn't, because I went to Catholic school, and it wasn't because I went to church with my parents. It was because I wanted this, and I wanted this relationship. And all of a sudden, things, I could understand things a little bit better. So I went on to play. Like I said, I got offered a scholarship. I got a full ride to San Jose State, and then all of a sudden, life changed again. Right? I moved from Colorado to out here, which was way different for me. I grew up in a small town, and everybody knew everybody to coming out here, and just the part, the temptations, and those of you guys that have the opportunity, whether you're going to play at the next level or just attend college, just all the temptations, and it's the first time where it was like, my parents weren't there. I didn't have to go to bed at a certain time and stuff, and it was just a different environment, especially at San Jose State, where it was, if our rules were as long as you didn't go to the bar the day before the game, and they didn't care what else you did. And all these kind of things that were really, really hard and really strange for me, and just all this stuff. And so I struggled a lot the first couple of years, and yet God kept putting people in my path to talk to me and to be with me through this time. And I believe both through my surgery and through my experiences at San Jose State, sorry, and through this kind of thing, that He was preparing me to go and to be a teacher and a coach and a mentor and stuff. And I wanted to leave you guys with a couple of thoughts. So as I talked about the Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous, realize that when God is talking to you and being with you, and athletics is such a neat, it's such a neat platform, right? Because you have the highs and you have the lows, and you might be the most important, the MVP of the team, or you might be the person who is, helping out at practice and all those kind of things. And what I want to leave with you guys today is to think about, my high school experience was, God, where are you? Why would this be happening to me? God, where are you? And although my story is about my surgery, I know you guys have stories of things going on in your life. And so it helped me realize this is what my youth pastor left with me, and I wanted to leave it with you guys. He says, prepare. God, instead of saying, God, where are you? Saying, God, how are you preparing me? Instead of saying, getting ready for what that is. These two things. Here are the plans I have for you, right? In Jeremiah 29, he says, here are the plans I have for you. And how easy it is for us to get caught up in our own plans and to know what we think we know. And, I'm going to be this person, and I know more than this, and that kind of thing. And then also God gets you ready for His best for you. And so realizing that all these trials and tribulations and what we think about and all these lessons you learn through athletics are to be preparing you. At the age of 31, or gosh, I'm 33 now, huh? At the age of 33, it's a lot easier to say that. When I was your guys' age and I was in high school and stuff, it's not easy, and it's not that kind of thing. But the other thing I want to encourage you guys is don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something, whether it's in high school, whether it's playing at the next level. I talk with my athletes a lot about this. If you have the desire inside to play, whether it's on your high school team or in college, there's a place to play. It doesn't matter if you're playing at Oregon or if you're playing at West Valley. You can do that, and you can compete at the next level. And I'm just so grateful for all the lessons and the journeys I've learned along the way, and just to prepare me to even come here and be here with you guys. We just started up FCA at Valley. Ironically, you'd think we would have it as a Christian school. And it's been really neat to kind of lead some of our athletes in the same way that they're doing with you guys here. And just getting involved in the summer camps. Again, I'm telling you, that was, they're a lot bigger in Colorado, but those summer camps, they have one, I think we're trying to do one in the Bay Area, but you get to go out and compete and be athletes and also get to hear the message. And it's such a great opportunity as you guys are doing that. So, Mr. Chambers gave me it's a medal, I guess, with your guys' thing on it. And I just want you guys to know that from this day on, I will be praying for you guys as a school, as individuals and stuff. And thank you. And I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. And just thank you guys so much for the opportunity to come and speak today. And